The Venezuelan government announced on Wednesday an attempted false flag operation orchestrated by the U.S. DEA agency that aimed to justify Washington's ongoing aggression against the nation. In France, several trade unions are holding a nationwide strike against the austerity measures implemented by Emmanuel Macron's government and amid imminent budget cuts. And the Israeli army launched on Thursday another series of attacks in the Palestinian territory as part of the genocidal Operation Gideon Chariots. Hello and welcome to From the South. My name is Belén de los Santos, and from the teleSUR studios in Havana, Cuba, we begin with the news. And the Venezuelan government announced on Wednesday an attempted false flag operation orchestrated by the U.S. DEA agency that aims to justify Washington's ongoing aggression against the Bolivarian nation. Precisely during a press conference, the Venezuelan Minister of Interior, Justice and Peace, Diosdado Cabello, informed that the seizure of a vessel, which according to the GPS data of the vessel had departed from Colombia and entered Venezuelan waters. Cabello added that the investigation had revealed the boat intended to then go north and get intercepted by the U.S. in a maneuver to justify a military action from Washington that fulfills its hegemonic aspirations across the Caribbean. Moreover, the Venezuelan authority unveiled that 4 people with Venezuelan identity cards were detained, carrying no weapons, and informing over 3,600 kilograms of cocaine that have also been seized during this operation. In this context, Cabello reiterated Venezuela's commitment to fight drug trafficking, adding that so far this year they have seized 60 tons of drugs in anti-drug operations across the nation. Also in Venezuela, the development of social productive projects in communes and urban areas throughout the country is moving forward despite constant obstacles from the United States. Details with our colleague Michelle Ramirez.
La Comuna Socialista Fabricio Ojeda,
the Fabricio Ojeda Socialist Commune, located west of the Venezuelan capital, remains a grassroots organization, implementing various plans for the benefit of the commune.
Currently, our commune has 4,318 families with 10,718 inhabitants, of which, thanks to our president and the popular consultations, we have been able to improve the water system, although there is still a lot of demand, but we have made progress on the issue of drinking water and wastewater. We have improved some roads and stairs.
One of the projects they are implementing is the expansion and improvement of the Cecilia Núñez Sucre Municipal School to increase its enrollment and meet educational needs, as part of the self-government policies.
Thanks to the City Council of Caracas, we are receiving the benefit of the expansion of 6 classrooms. These 6 classrooms are to respond to the needs of the population. First, we are going to focus on children who are not in school, who, for one reason or another, have not studied. So, at this time, we are going to be responding to them.
Residents
and commune leaders highlighted that, despite Washington's strong efforts to strangle the country's economy, they have managed to make progress and improve their communes as part of the achievements of the revolution.
We are alert to imperial threats, but we are also responding to them in a timely manner. This is how we respond, by working and further consolidating the revolutionary process through actions, not confrontation. We are a territory of peace. Venezuela is a territory of peace, and we are moving toward that by further consolidating peace in the territories, and showing the world that we can do it, and that we are working for the welfare of the nation.
El urbanismo socialista Fabricio Ojeda,
Socialist urban planner Fabricio Ojeda, joined the Venezuelan people in their massive and resounding rejection of the United States government's aggression, assuring that they are ready to defend their homeland.
We reject everything that is imposed on our Venezuela, which is the homeland of all of us. where we were born and where our children are being
La
raised.
patria de nosotros, de todo donde nacimos y donde se nos están creando nuestros hijos.
Together with Commander Hugo Chavez, when he was alive, and now with Nicolas Maduro, who is our commander, always peace and struggle with him until death.
Pues siempre paz y lucha con él hasta la muerte.
Las comunas demuestran, a través de la ejecución de
Through
estos
the implementation of these communal projects, the communes demonstrate that unity and organization are the weapons of the Venezuelan people to confront and overcome the siege of the North American empire, which seeks to destabilize not only the government of Venezuela, but also its people.
En la Cámara de Marcos da Silva, Michelle Ramírez desde Caracas, Venezuela, para Telesur.
And more on the ongoing situation in the Caribbean. Cuba denounced on Thursday the escalation of actions by the government of the United States that seeks to justify a military aggression against Venezuela. The statement by the revolutionary government denounces that it's urgent, and the Cuban condemns the accumulation and increase of military means and troops in the Caribbean Sea, the use of force to attack civilian vessels and kill their crew members, and the unjustified interception and detention of a ship in violation of international norms, confirmed the hostile and irresponsible nature of the ongoing operation. In addition, the statement denounced how the real objective of these actions is to seize Venezuela's oil and resources, adding that Cuba has repeatedly warned that the deployment in recent weeks of U.S. military forces in the Caribbean Sea constitutes an act of provocation and seeks to unleash a military conflict that would force Venezuela to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. In this context, the Cuban government warned that a direct military aggression against Venezuela would have incalculable consequences for the peace, stability, and security of our America. Moreover, the communique also stressed that a government may not be permitted to resort to the threat or use of force in contravention of the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations and international law, stressing that it is urgent to separate lies from reality, and closing the statement by urging international mobilization to prevent aggression and preserve Latin America and the Caribbean as a zone of peace, proclaimed by its heads of state and government. More information in Chile. On the eve of national holidays in Santiago, social organizations demonstrated in front of the United States Embassy to show their solidarity with Venezuela as well. The call made by supporters of independence, freedom, and social justice emphasized the importance of sovereignty and self-determination for the peoples of Latin America, clearly referring to recent tensions between the United States and Venezuela. They denounced the militaristic surveillance and interference of the U.S. elite against the South American country and the Caribbean and Latin America as a whole. Likewise, the organizers stressed that true independence is celebrated by defending the sovereignty of all Latin American peoples.
Un saludo para ese gobierno bolivariano.
Greetings to the Bolivarian government. Greetings to the workers, president and commander. Today, be strong. Comrades, be strong to the people. Every day you have to prepare to stop their process.
Para defender su proceso, cada día tiene que cambiar el tema de la conversación para poder reforzar.
Every day you have to change the topic of conversation to be able to reinforce that process and defend it, because if you defend that process, the continent will benefit, and we will prevail over the threats that this criminal United States poses today.
Encima a ese criminal yanqui.
En estos momentos, las clases dominantes gringas han movilizado buques.
At this time, the dominant United States classes are moving military and air force personnel to the Caribbean region off the coast of Venezuela and have already blown up 3 boats, supposedly smugglers.
Contrabandista. Lo que se viene es incierto, pero estamos en un momento en donde en diversas regiones.
What is to come is uncertain, but we are at a point where in various regions of the planet, the United States is showing us no self-regulation or moral restriction. The Venezuelan government, for its part, has united strongly and defiantly to confront these interferential threats.
Para enfrentar las amenazas injerenciales.
And Colombian President Gustavo Petro demanded that his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump correct his failed drug policy, asserting that it was based on false data. President Petro made these remarks within the framework of the decertification process unilaterally decided by Washington, affecting the Colombian country. From the Industrial University of Santander in the northeast of the nation, the Colombian president again cited data related to the seizures and reaffirmed that previous administrations had manipulated the figures. In this context, Petro explained that while arrests were confirmed, those administrations were aware that more hectares of coke destined for narcotics were being planted. The head of state also stated that the so-called war on drugs implemented by the Western nation has left a trail of death both in the United States and in Colombia as well. And now we have a short break coming up, but first, remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you will find news in different formats, news updates, and much more. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to From the South. We continue with more information. Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez opened on Wednesday the third edition of the International Telecommunications Fair FTS at Caracas Polyhedron Arena. Precisely, the Vice President highlighted the importance of the sector as an engine of economic growth, noting its 7.13% growth in relation to other areas and comparing its development favorably with countries such as Peru, Mexico, and Colombia. Furthermore, Rodriguez also unveiled the nation has more than 17.5 million fixed internet subscribers and 22.5 million mobile internet users. FTS, which will run until September 21st, brings together 144 companies, including 6 international ones, serving as a key platform for the exchange of knowledge and opportunities in the Latin American digital ecosystem.
The fact that between the year 2024 and 2025, Conatel's qualifications have grown by 283%, that today there are already 292 private operators participating in this activity, reflects Venezuela's commitment. Never surrender, never allow ourselves to be subdued, extorted, blackmailed, or given orders. Venezuela is a free, sovereign, and independent country, and its economy says the same. The economy is free and independent. We are becoming more and more diversified from the oil income, which is very important, and this is why all the engines of the economy are engaged. And engine number 13 is the telecommunication engine, which already this first semester shows a contribution to the GDP of 7.13%, which is a good number. It is an extraordinary number.
And in order to learn how this third edition of the Venezuela's International Telecommunications Fair FTS is unfolding, we go to Caracas, where correspondent Ana Marrero is there with all the details. Tell us, Ana, everything about how this FTS is unfolding.
Hello, guys. Well, as I tell you at the beginning, at the first mission up From the South, we were at the beginning of this technological fair. But now that it has begun, we have a lot of things, and one of them is a competition of optical fiber. There are many telecommunication companies, but there are 4 competing. No, my pardon, there are 5 competing, and they have 30 minutes to complete the circuit they are building, and then, well, they will define which one is the winner. We have robots too. We will show you later, but we have robots here. We have a lot of companies. We have internet companies. We have television companies. We have communication companies as well. We have also Conatel, which is an organization, a governmental organization for the telecommunications of Venezuela. Is like the Ministry of Telecommunication. And we have a lot of things to show, to keep showing. Well, we are here showing you the space and what is going on. We have a lot of things. We have like sort of planets with the logos of the main companies that are sponsoring this fair. We will give you more information, we will show you more images, and we will give you more of this fair that has begun, and this is incredible. We are back to the studios with you, Belen, and thank you for being with us here, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing us all that information and the color, the technology. Truly, Fidelben, a testimony to the possibilities of that cooperation in Latin America with technology, with telecommunications. So we will be back there in future emissions, but for now, Cubans have bid farewell on Wednesday to former Deputy Prime Minister Ricardo Cabrizas, who passed away on Tuesday in the capital, Havana. With a political career of over 6 decades to the service of the state and the Cuban Revolution, Cabrizas participated since his youth in this student struggle against the Batista dictatorship, and after the triumph of 1959 assumed responsibilities in the Navy and the Ministries of Interior and Foreign Trade. He was also ambassador to Japan, Minister of Government, Economy and Planning, and Vice President of the Council of Ministers. Precisely, the posthumous tribute was held at the headquarters of this institution, where he spent a great portion of his professional and political life.
Un gran hombre.
Cabrizas, a great man, a great fighter, a great revolutionary, always thinking about how to solve problems, always managing in a practical way, very dynamic, and I believe that we should always remember him this way. Remember him working hard, working for Cuba, for all Cubans, looking for solutions and ways out of problems.
Buscando soluciones y salida a los problemas.
And we now have a second short break coming up, but before, we invite you to visit our Facebook page at teleSUR English. There you'll be able to watch our top stories, special live coverages, and much more. Follow our page and activate notifications to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Final short break, don't go away. Welcome back to From the South. We continue with more information. In France, several trade unions are holding a nationwide strike against the austerity measures that were implemented by the government of Emmanuel Macron amid imminent budget cuts. Protesters are calling for the previous government's fiscal plans to be scrapped, increased spending on public services, higher taxes on the wealthy, and the reversal of an unpopular change making people work longer to get the pensions. Close to 1 million demonstrators from various sectors of the workforce are participating in the action, joined by students and population in general, with nearly 80,000 police officers and gendarmes deployed. Protesters have been repressed by the police, with 3 people reportedly injured so far and over 140 arrested in various locations throughout the nation. We continue now with the ongoing situation in the Middle East, the genocide in Palestinian territories. The Israeli army launched on Thursday another series of attacks in the Palestinian enclave as part of the genocidal operation Gideon Chariots. According to Palestinian authorities, the new wave of Netanyahu's army offensive left at least 16 dead in the aftermath and caused serious damage to the local infrastructure. Experts declare that Israel's assault has unleashed irreversible damage to health, education, and social services in the Palestinian enclave, along with the displacement of some 90% of its population. The current ethnic cleansing campaign of the Zionist regime, initiated on October 7th, 2023, has claimed the lives of at least 65,000 people, leaving also 165,000 wounded, most of them women and children. And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief. You can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. Also join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok as well. For TeleSUR English, my name is Belén de los Santos. Thank you for watching.